Coach, thanks. As mentioned, we are on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. It's sold out Heinz Field in the Steel City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Black 20. Check 53. Guys, it's game situation. Double bump. Shit. Check it. Solid, 5 down. You go tight. Black, go tight.
First carry for James Conner. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger. And he whips that one incomplete there. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. 23 yards to pick up there. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41.
53, middle. 53, check 53. Let's go one more. 77.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Take 2 of them. That's right, baby. They don't want it. What? Twist. Quarter. Alert 3.
On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down.
8. 47 to Mike. Hey, Haywood. 47.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Show that bench release and go. It's just me and you. Hey. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike.
Hey, Alpha. We own this. We own this.
Mike, 53.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Vance McDonald. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Let's go, Brady. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Wentz going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know is that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now.
They're under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
from midfield. Here's Wentz. It's caught by Sanders. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Wentz connecting with his tight end, Goddard. A gain of 6 there on first. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. The officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
2nd and 5 at the 9-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end right. Tight end right.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here. Shotgun now for Wentz. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point safely through. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
We got this at their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They start the drive with Conner. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey.
No spacing. Double bump.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Set! Like 30.
Set is the mic. Focus, defense, focus.
Whirl!
Check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
These two.
Here I come. 47.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Going tough shot for Smith-Schuster. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
The Eagles on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8.
87.
55, Mike 55.
Don't get nervous.
Working from the gun. Wentz. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the screen.
On 1st and 10 is Counter. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 44. 4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
Quarterback, don't get nervous.
Here's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. 22 yards there. A first down. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the Eagles' 6-yard line.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal.
65.
Jack 16. Mike, 45.
Now Roethlisberger. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the intended target. But now it's 3rd and goal. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal.
44.
47's the mic, boys. 47.
Beat these two.
47.
Let's go.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep route, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
At the 22-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. 15 yards on the play, first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Wentz. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 42.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Wentz. Well, that's complete to Sanders. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Wentz now to throw. And Jeffrey's got it. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Wentz now 5 for 5 on the drive. He's responded after the interception. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Ford, Tokyo!
Here we go. 50. Mike 50.
What's up?
From the red zone now, Wentz. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
I know you feel it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick here is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This will be taken short. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can show...
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
Here we go. 230. Easy. 27, Mike. 27, Mike. 27.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. And between the last 2 plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field.
First down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
230.
Mike, 59.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. Snickers.
Kill.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They start on the ground here at Sanders. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just, well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Wentz. And his throw is incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down. Then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back. But it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Okay, 55. Let's go, Pete. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Wentz going to throw. Going to look deep for Jeffrey. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Barnett in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
22 and 44. Hey! 53, Mike. Pick it up.
Roethlisberger will throw. He's going to launch it for Washington. It got his man complete. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 40 yards. On 1st down, it's Samuels. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
No spacing.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Washington's got him. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 28. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Check, double.
On first down, Samuels. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
47. These two. Man up, D. Man up, D. 50. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Here we go.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Quarter.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Another run here with Sanders. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Throwing his Wentz. Looking deep for... And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents. I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
He was brought down by Nigel Braddock. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. To throw here, Roethlisberger. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Blue 30. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch the run. Watch the run. What's up, baby? That's what's up. 59, what's up? 59, what's up? Back, Ross.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Connor, and I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Blue 30. Check. 50.
Now on 2nd and 13. Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Alert. 5. Middle. 53. Check 53. Hey, keep it up.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster. It's complete. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
Easy.
And the Steelers 1st down.
77.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
53 to Mike. You run. Hey, alert.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Ready? 180.
53, Mike.
These two.
Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
On first down, Connor. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And Boswell's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to pull your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. To throw is Wentz. Hurts over the middle. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Go. 20.
Another run with Sanders. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. The Eagles on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Now Wentz. This is caught by Jackson. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Wentz now on first down. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. They're driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Now Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Wentz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles get a score closer.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Wentz to throw for it on 4th. And this is incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Steeler D will celebrate the goal line stand. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
White 80.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
On second down now, it's Connor, and he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Hey, Charlie.
Kill. Tight dog.
You good?
Check.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Cravon LeBlanc with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just into their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And it's the Steelers that come up with it. And that should just about do it. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all. And they're trying to get something going after one there. But you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Check.
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage, and time is going to expire in this football game. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was due in large part once again to the play of big number 7, their quarterback Ben Roethlisberger.
And as you and I both know, there can be some really good Big Ben days. There can be some not quite as good Big Ben days, but they're always going to be exciting, aren't they? He makes plays. He stands in the pocket and delivers.